Okay guys, we're going to be on page 97. I know that we left page 96 blank, but I just don't like writing on that side of the paper anymore, and school's almost over, so it's all good to just write on the right side of the paper, right? Alright, so today is May 12th, and we are going to learn about a new graph that y'all haven't learned about before. Okay, it's called a box plot. And this is going to be a lot of notes, but that's okay, guys, right? I can handle it. All right, so a box plot, it's a graphical representation of the distribution. So distribution is just how it's distributed or how it goes through the whole data in the data set using quartiles. How many pieces do you think a quartile will be? That's right, 4. They talk about a minimum, and a minimum is the smallest, and they talk about a maximum. So we're kind of looking at how far apart the values are with our minimum and maximum, which is called the what? Do you remember? That's right, the range. And we look at all of this on a number line, which Miss Johnson forgot how to spell number. Here we go. Number line. Okay. So it's like a graph that you've never seen before. So just get ready, okay? All right, so our minimum, let's just make sure everybody knows minimum is the smallest amount in the data. And maximum is the largest amount. In the data. I wonder if we should say value. Let's say value. Alright, so it's always done on a number line. So let's skip 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines. Let's draw our line, a number line on the 6th line. Okay. We'll start with 0. Just skip a little space. Okay. Alright, and this is what a box plot looks like. It has, they used to be called box and whiskers plots, okay? Because they have lines and then they have a box in the middle, okay? So it's like a, I don't know, whiskers on a cat. I've seen pictures of it. Anyway, all right. So let's go above our number line 1, 2. Let's go here. And let's say our minimum is 1. So we're just going to draw a little bitty line right there for our minimum. Let's say our maximum is 7. We're going to draw a little bitty line right there. And then our box, let's say, draw a line on 5, a little bitty line on 5, okay? Then let's draw a little bitty line on 6, and let's go to 3, okay? So from 3 to 6, I want you to draw a box. Like that. And then from 6 to 7, you're going to draw a line. And then from 1 to 3, you're going to draw a line. horizontal line. And then there's one more line to draw. And that's going to be right here on 5. And it's going to go all the way through the box. It's just going to kind of stick out on the ends. It doesn't always stick out on the ends, but I just kind of like to do it that way. All right, so draw that. I'll give you a second to catch up, or you can pause the video. Okay, now let's label our pieces here. All right. We already know, I wonder if we should change colors. If you want to change the color of your pen, you can, okay? So we already know that this piece right here, this is our minimum, because that's the lowest value. It's also called sometimes the lower extreme, okay? And then, of course, over on this side, this will be our maximum. Our maximum value. And if it's a lower extreme over here, then this one would be the upper extreme. All right. This value right here, this line right in the, doesn't feel like it's in the middle, but this is our median. Remember, your median is the value that is right in the middle of the data. Okay? The value that's right in the middle of the data. Hopefully you can see 4 pieces here. This. Right. This. I guess I should use different colors. This piece, 25% of the data fits in here. 25% of the data is in here. Now, we don't know our data for this, okay? We just made a stuffed box plot so you could see kind of what we're looking at first. We're going to make one from data in a minute. 25% of the data is here, and then 25% of the data is here, okay? Now, if you don't have colored pencils or you don't have different colors, that's okay. Just do the best you can, all right? So this is 25%. This is 25% of the data. This is 25% of the data. And this is 25% of the data. A couple days ago, well, I guess it was last week, you learned about a new concept called interquartile range. Okay, interquartile range. And that's, if you remember, we found the median of the data, and then you took the median of the top half of the data and then the median of the bottom half of the data, and then you subtracted those two values. Okay, well, this line right here represents the median of the lower half. This line right here represents the median of the upper half. Okay, so you see there's 4 pieces, right? So this is quartile 1, this is quartile 2, this is quartile 3, and this is quartile 4. You see the 4 pieces, right? Okay. Well, to get the interquartile range, what you have to do is this is the median of the bottom half, this is the median of the top half. So you have to take this value and subtract it from this value. So let's see if we can do like one of those little, these little thingies that do this, right? So this is our interquartile range. Okay. There's a lot of writing in there. Okay, so that's our interquartile range, where you take this value and you subtract this value. Okay. So let's come down here. So the interquartile range, it's truly just the range of the box. That's one way to remember it when you have a box plot. It's the range of the box. So the interquartile range would be this value is 6, this value is 3. So we would say 6 minus 3 equals 3. So the IQR, interquartile range, is 3. So let's use some colored pencils. Let's just kind of, right? That's that, right? And then this one is, and then range we know is to subtract. Okay? So this is telling us basically that 50% of our data, right? 25 and 25, 50% of our data is within 3 of each other. Okay? It's within 3 things of each other. So our data is kind of close together, right? Because there's only 3. 50% of our data is only within 3 pieces of each other. Okay? And then our range, our regular range, is 7 minus 1, which is 6. Right? So all of our data is within 6 of each other. Okay? All right, let's practice with some numbers. So we're going to come down a little bit. All right, here's our data. Don't skip along because we just put that right there. We're going to put all of our data here. Okay? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Make sure you have all 15 numbers. Okay. So now we're going to start getting our stuff together that we need to make a box plot. Okay. So we need a minimum and a maximum. Notice that our data is in order from least to greatest. That's going to be important. Your data has to be in order, right? It has to be in order. Okay. So 1 is going to be our minimum. 10 is going to be our maximum. All right, let's just go ahead and circle those in orange, I guess, or whatever color you have. So that's our minimum. That's our maximum. Now the next piece of data we need is we need our median, and then we need to figure out what our quartiles are, okay, where our quartiles begin and end, okay? So how do we find median? Who remembers? That's right. We say we got to find the number in the middle. So we say low, high, and we cross out. All right. And I'm going to do this with this. I'm going to do it really light. Okay. You have to include your minimum and maximum too. Okay. So low, high, low, high, low. Don't do it real dark because you want to be able to see your numbers still. So low, high, low, high, low, high, low, high, low, high. So 5 is my median. And remember, that means it's right in the middle. So I should have the same number above and the same number below. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 50% of my data is above it and 50% of my data is below the median. Okay, 7 and 7. Now we need to figure out what the lower quartile, where the lower quartile ends and where the upper quartile ends. Okay, so I'm going to take a different color. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to find the median of the lower half and the median of the upper half. Okay, so same thing. So from here to here, you don't include the median. Okay, so low, high, low, high, low, high. So that's 3. Then I do the same thing on the upper data with the upper data. Low, high, low, high, low, high. It's going to be 7. Oh, how funny. It ended up being the same as that up there. That was an accident. All right, so we're just going to put a Q1 here. Your median. Put a Q3 there. And now let's go ahead and make our dot plot. Okay? So go down to your very last line. And we're going to make our number line there. And we have to go all the way to 10. Okay, so it can't be as spread apart as this one is. Okay, so 0, 10. I'm going to try to put 5 right in the middle. If you remember when we did our percent bars, right? And we needed it in 10 places, we would draw our middle, and then we draw 4 lines and 4 lines. So we're going to do the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? Just try to make them as even as you can, but look, that's a little bit bigger, but that's okay. Just try to make it as even as you can. All right, so we're going to take this data and we're going to make us a box plot, right? So our minimum is 1. So our little line goes on 1. We're going to make a skinny one. And then our maximum is 10. I'm going to draw a little line right there. And then these values, they need a little line too, because this is where we make our box, right? Our box is going to be from 3 to 7. So I'm just going to draw a little line so I know where my box will be, okay? So from 3 to 7 is where my box is. That's my interquartile range right there, right? And then my median is right on 5. So I'm going to draw a line for 5. And then what goes on these ends over here? That's right. We just draw a horizontal line over. And there's our box plot. Okay? So our minimum is 1. Our maximum is 10. Our median is 5. Our interquartile range is from 3 to 7. So our interquartile range will be 4. Okay? All right, that's how you make a box plot.